Welcome back to this edition of the Rams Roundup. The Florida men's soccer team is 3-0 for the first time since 2009. Coach Jim McElderry is here with me today. Coach, 3-0 in the A10. How has your team been playing these first three games?
We're off to a good start. I think a couple of the games maybe have been a little tighter than the score line, especially our game against Davidson. It was a very tight game, but we had a very good second half. And, right now guys are starting to get a little healthier, and, we're just getting good performances from a lot of different players, and ultimately that leads to success when we have guys stepping up and making plays on both sides of the ball, not just scoring goals, but guys blocking shots and just doing all the little things correctly.
And talking about both sides of the ball, first the defense. They've only let up one goal in these first three games. What has their play been like?
I think they're just starting to really come together as a group. We've had a lot of changes in the beginning of the season in terms of injuries and things like that. But we also have some guys that can step in and play, whether we have our so-called first choice starting group or not. We have guys come off the bench that have filled roles for us, and really all, kind of a cliche, but really pulling in the right direction, doing whatever it takes to make life difficult for the other team's opponents, and also trying to really stop what other teams do well. So I'm really happy with the way they've settled in, and having Lars Zimmerman at the back, bringing some leadership, and a guy like Matt Lewis has played every single game, started every single game since he's been here, along with Chris Bazzini. So it's really been a good step for us. And then having a guy like Andy Hickey score a great goal against Davidson, they're doing everything we need them to do right now.
And moving to the offensive side of the ball, the two Loba brothers are leading the team in goals scored, but what is it like to have some scoring depth behind them?
Yeah, I think a guy like Kyle Bitterman's come off the bench for us, a senior, and done incredibly well. He really was a spark for us in the Davidson game and also in the Duquesne game, and got rewarded with an assist. Guys like Tommy Greneau coming off the bench, along with Yannick and Janosch and Ole and Ryan Capolo, playing a different position this year for us, but I couldn't be happier with how they've adjusted to some of the roles we've asked them to do, and some of our leadership of our older guys has made a big difference.
And moving to the game this Saturday, St. Louis, they're having an off year so far. They are an older team. What can you guys do to beat them?
They're always incredibly talented. They're the last, I think, 4 or 5 years, they've had guys drafted in the Major League Soccer draft. They've had a couple of guys sign in Europe. So we know they're an incredibly talented team. They've had a tough travel schedule. They play really good opponents. So we expect a lot from them. And I know Coach McGinty will bring his guys in here, and they'll be competing incredibly hard. So it'll be a tough game. But for us, it's about what we can do and how we're playing. And we feel if we're playing well, we can compete with anybody in the country.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Up next, I'll have sophomore defender Christopher Bazzini. Welcome back. I'm now here with sophomore defender Chris Bazzini. Chris, the team started out 3-0 in the first three games of the A10. How has the team been doing? You've only let in one goal in those three games.
Yeah, well, we've really been working hard, and coming into the conference league, we had a nice 5 streak where we didn't have a loss, and then we had a tough loss to Lehigh right before conference started. And I think it kind of woke us up, and we realized that games weren't going to be that easy to win. So coming into conference, we were really awake, really excited every game, and we just knew that we had to work hard for every win. Everyone kind of drops back in defense, and like you said, we've only let up one goal in conference, and it's just been due to the fact that midfielders are getting back. Our first defender is really our forward, who's just working hard to cut off the defenders from being able to play out so easily.
And how has your guys' goalie been, Rashad Nuhu, in those 3 games? He's let in 11 goals in his season so far, but only 1 in the A10. How has his play improved?
Yeah, he's just been so much more vocal and energized. And like I said, I think, it was a tough 3-0 loss to Lehigh, and we kind of realized we really needed big plays to kind of make saves. Every time there's a mistake on the field, you kind of need someone else to step up. And a couple of times he's been able to do that, made some big saves. And he's just stepped up as a freshman and made some big saves for us.
Okay, thank you. That'll do it for this edition of the Rams Roundup. The men's soccer team looks to move to 4-0 on the season when they face St. Louis at Jack Coffey Field at 7:30 on Saturday night. Come out and support your Rams. If you can't, follow along on the A10 Digital Network. For WFUV Sports, I'm Leighton Schneider. See you next week.